What's up, everybody? I'm Kyle Carlson, and this is the Rollback BMX Podcast, the number one BMX podcast in the universe, according to me. I am currently in southern Florida, United States of America, handling some very important business. While I was down here, I caught up with my old buddy Mike Spinner. Mike has been on the show before, but this time I just kind of wanted to focus on the business aspects of his life and how that relates back to BMX. If you don't already know, Mike owns a very successful sports nutrition company, EVL Nutrition. He has found great success in that world and attributes most of his success to lessons he learned in BMX. So I figured we'd catch up and I would pick his brain a little bit. So sit back, listen up, prepare to get educated. This is the Rollback BMX Podcast with Mike Spinner.
Don't delete this one.
Son of a bitch.
Not funny?
No, I mean it was, but it was all my fault.
Yeah, I know. I was real excited too when you said the guy that I like said really nice stuff about me. So I was like so excited to hear about it.
But you don't know that I didn't lie to you. He actually was like, "Man, Spinner sucks," and I saved you from the sadness.
No, you even said, "Should I send it?" And I said no.
So I can
you don't have to do it.
I can blame you for all this.
I was kind of and I didn't. I listened to some of his, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't hear anything good about me, so it's like he forgot. Maybe at the moment he was pumped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of goes ways.
I think he said something about you in it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
What part? Like at the 20-minute mark, or?
I don't remember, man. That was about a month and about 8 countries ago. My brain doesn't work like it used to. Can't travel this much and stay on top of shit.
Dude, you're traveling more than fucking anyone I know. It's pretty nuts, bro.
Yeah.
You still look like you're having a good time. That's what's cool about every time I see you. You know?
I like fun.
I wouldn't. Yeah. What the fucking point would be if we're not having fun?
So where are we right now?
So we're at my crib.
What city is this?
We're in Boynton Beach.
Boynton Beach. So this is a new house.
New house.
First house you bought post BMX.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, how would you describe it?
I don't know.
Is it like your dream house or is it like...
I think it is.
Yeah.
What's cool about it is I don't have all these, as there was tons of great memories at the other house. There was also like ones, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yeah. There's great memories. There's also ones where it's like, crap, we had like skate park, lots of parties, lots of roommates.
Yeah.
Lots of friends fighting because they got girlfriends and then they're not good roommates anymore. That's kind of normally how it works.
All that energy is still in the house.
Yeah, and it's cool, but I felt like every single time I looked anywhere, I could look in one room and I'm like, I remember what was in this room. Yeah. I mean, everything from BMXer guys to parties to pallets of product to bike parts to people breaking in, stealing shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. This neighborhood does not. I think I'm pretty good.
Yeah, no, this is definitely, and that's a nice neighborhood and whatnot. You were the problem over there.
I was actually, and I'm probably the problem here.
You're probably the problem here.
But I probably shouldn't say that
problem.
if anyone's listening to this because they might. They're very nice. Everyone's been so nice to me here.
No, I also think you're past that stage of life, so I think you're gonna raise less hell.
Got a call from the gate yesterday. Dogs were barking late.
That's how you know you got old when the problem you get the call because the dogs were barking.
Yes, not because the next door neighbor claimed that one of the people at the house party rode their mini horse, and that was why the cops were called. I'm not kidding about that.
At the other house.
At the other house, they claimed.
Did somebody ride their mini horse?
They said it. I called them out, but it was like a straight argument of like, "There's no way someone would do that," and the owners of the house were like, "They did. I saw it with my own eyes."
I'd have a hard time if I broke into their backyard to ride their mini horse, not telling everybody I rode their mini horse. Why would you do that?
No, they're claiming they saw it.
Yeah, but I mean, if somebody did it, why would you say you didn't?
I don't think I don't actually think they did. So I kind of went about it as they just don't like me because they realize they think my parents bought me this house and they really don't like me. So I went about it with the cops that way.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Long story short.
Yeah, I don't know.
That mini horse is probably dead now.
It was fun to watch when we'd be riding next door neighbor, kind of looking at the horse, you know.
Yeah. So the new house has an elevator in it.
It does.
I'm the biggest fan.
I have not been in it.
I've been in it 15 times.
Have you really?
Quite a bit.
Maybe like 3 or 4.
Man, fuck stairs.
Yeah, I'm just scared. I'm claustrophobic. You know.
I know. And like when you're in a business, it's like they have some sort of responsibility, and at your house, you're the responsible one. So I don't know if I really trust it.
No, you would be. I'll say this. I'm gonna say this right now. If we were ever together and you got stuck in an elevator and I was the one that was out like side, you're probably in the best situation you possibly can be. You will be out as fast as fucking possible.
You should get business cards that say that.
I will.
You can trust me.
I will.
I will save you from elevators.
I will get you out somehow. So as fast as possible. I'll call every single person I know.
How big is this house? How many bedrooms and bathrooms and stuff? Do you even know?
No. I'm trying to think. If I got a calculator, maybe.
I know. I feel like I'm finding new rooms I didn't know were here.
Yeah.
Are you planning on being here for the long haul, you think?
I think so. I really do. I like the place. It's really nice. It's a lot mellower in a good way. Positive. Everyone here, it seems like there's a lot of people around here. I think we only have like under 300 neighbors, 300 homes.
Meaning in the city or?
No, in the at the neighborhood itself.
Okay.
And, it seems like everyone's like, to live here, you do well. And everyone's been very respectful. Besides some of like this is my first HOA in a very long time.
Yeah,
So,
that's tough.
yeah. So, but Danica dealt with it. My wife, for anyone that is wondering.
And I mean, a lot of the time, the HOA is depending on there can be good ones or bad ones. You know what I mean? Like, and you're not trying to fucking build a ramp in the backyard.
No,
you're not trying to have parties.
No.
But if it's like, trying to keep things clean and orderly, like you might benefit from it.
I think that's why I really like it, because every single time I drive in the neighborhood, and so I've only been here for a few weeks, living here full time, but then the dogs just got here last week, which for me, that's like when I actually moved in. So it feels like I moved in 1 week ago, because that's when it felt homey.
Yeah. So is all your furniture still at your other house?
Yeah. So my dad's there.
So your other house, okay. So your dad's watching a spot and it's still fully furnished still.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say watching it. It's like almost like I'm like, hey Dad, you're moving here. This is your place now.
Okay.
And it's a mile and a half away from the office.
It's his place now, but he doesn't get the master bedroom.
Do I respond or is
no? I was just stating a fact.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah,
I mean, it's right by your
I'm liking this. I just don't know what to say.
It's right by your office, so it makes sense that you keep a room there.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Are you talking? Yeah.
You're fine.
Yes.
So we don't have the opportunity to talk a whole lot, and I think you come from a interesting perspective because you have the BMX roots and have found a lot of success in the business world outside of BMX, much of what you contribute to knowledge that came from your time within BMX. And BMX is an interesting community and industry, and a lot of people in it are very pessimistic. I think you would have experienced that. Yeah, for sure. And a lot of people like to, complain about how industry isn't very sustainable. People should get paid more money. There's just a lot of complaints and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to get some perspective from you on that as a man that's kind of taken from this industry certain pieces of knowledge and applied it to the real world, obviously at a larger scale. Yeah. And, and found great success. What you really think about the industry as far as bike sales, as far as marketing, as far as paying riders go, like what? I know that's a really, really vague thing.
No, that's all right.
But looking at your, everything that runs through your brain these days, and I know your brain's always working at 500 miles an hour. What do you take away from the BMX industry?
So, and this is my opinion, right? So I know when I became a pro BMX rider, I know there was many ups and downs over like probably the last 20 years, right?
I think since the history of the sport, there's been a lot of ups and downs.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. And I, for during the time that I was like a professional, I know I was in one of those lucky like spots.
You're riding the wave, and it was when the wave was big.
Yeah. So let's say let's just call it like 5 years up, 5 years down, 5 years up. I probably was lucky, and I got like honestly, I probably got on the wave right at that like one of the highs on the
sweet spot.
Yeah, and just so you know, like when you're in it, everybody talks about how it used to be better. And just so you know, when I say everybody, like not when you're in it. When you're in it, a lot of the older generation explain how much better it used to be. Everyone always talks about how it used to be better.
Yeah.
No one ever says how great it is right now. It's kind of wild, It's really weird. Because for me, I remember when I just remember learning, like, it took a while, but just to like kind of listen. Because when you talk, you could only dig a hole, you know?
Yep.
And everyone used to talk about how much better
I would say you probably learned that one the hard way.
I learned that the hard way, but I learned it the hard way because I said stuff that was emotional, not financial. So I said stuff to a lot of professionals that I actually looked up to. I either tried to make jokes with them, or eventually I just literally said what I thought and felt. And it actually, none of the problems that ever happened were because of something I said about a sponsorship.
Yeah.
It was about like how they like kind of treated me unfairly or poorly. And I really didn't know why, right? But from a sponsorship perspective, no one ever said how awesome it was at the moment. And this was during like the height of the Dew Tour. And I remember just thinking, what are you talking about? Some of us, most of us that were making these top tens were making more than doctors. Like, fuck. Right? Like, I was not alone. I was not alone.
Yeah.
I would, right? You're not, you would disagree if I was. The top 10 guys.
I mean, it was an era when everybody had multiple sponsors, many of which were paying 40, 50K a pop, plus contest winnings were good, plus anybody with half a brain would negotiate a salary with a win bonus.
Yep.
You know, so if you walk in there with 200K salary and then you win some contests and then you get some results to turn that over, it's not, I think a handful of guys are making over 300,000, 400,000.
Yeah, so we're living our dream, right?
Yeah.
We are making as much as a doctor, right? Let's just, I'm just trying to like put it in perspective.
Yeah.
And at the moment, no one's actually talking about how awesome it is at the very moment. Right?
Everybody, it's almost like this is how it's supposed to be.
Nope, no. I'm actually happy you said that. Nope, everyone used to talk about how Nyquist and Mira had that T-Mobile back in the day.
Yeah,
it was always like, 5 years ago it used to be this. Like it was always better. And just so you know, like, and then I'll come back around. But let me know if I get off.
Yeah,
track, right?
I'll let you know if you get off.
Track.
Gross.
I like it though. I love you, Kyle.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I always enjoy your comments. In this industry right now in sports nutrition, like to me, I'm like, this is a great industry. This is awesome. And it's almost the same thing. A lot of people are like, well, back in the day.
In sports nutrition, it's similar.
Yep.
Really?
No, I'm not saying similar, but I think it's just like human nature.
Okay.
Where like it was better.
Yeah.
Right. That's all. I guess that's my point. Right.
Yeah.
So my point is that it's like it was always better, or it was back in the day it was better, or how about when they were pro? So to wrap that up, I would say right now, I don't care about the sponsorship, corporate, not corporate, whatever. We're in the fucking Olympics.
Yeah.
I got the biggest smile on my face. I'm not even riding, and you know that, right? You could attest. Like when I found out. I was in the bathroom at my office on the toilet.
Gross.
On Twitter, and I saw it. Yeah. Olympics. I screamed. I'm not in it. I was so pumped, man. So BMX Park is in the Olympics. Doesn't matter. We're in. Like it's in. The sport's in. Someone in the Olympic committee said yes.
Yeah.
It's a different stage, different level. And I think this just brings it to another stage in BMX to make it a real sport. Because now in the Olympics, you can't disagree. You can't fight it. You can't say extreme sports, this and that. I think football is more dangerous than what we do.
Oh, absolutely.
We are now a sport. Stop the hate. Like from me saying, I don't want to get, some people think we're crazy people. Nope, we're in the Olympics now. They can't call us crazy anymore. We're in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Or I'm not really seeing your facial reaction on this. We're in the Olympics. You can't say we're crazy anymore.
Yeah, I guess. But then I guess they could say, well, now the Olympics is crazy, or the Olympics lost their path. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think your perspective is more relevant than mine there. I think.
Even when I was doing it, even when I stopped, even today when I show people I used to ride BMX as a professional and people don't know and they just know me from the business side, they're like, you were one of those guys? The crazy guys? That's like the word still.
Yeah.
And then I would if I really want to spend that time, I'd be like, whoa, I'm not that crazy. Like I did what I wanted to do that day. I'm not like on the football field and someone hates me and they're going to knock me out. Like,
or they like you and they're going to knock you out because that's how fucking football is. It's
you're
bashing
supposed
heads
to.
over and over and
Isn't
over.
that nuts?
Even when you're successful and then everybody gets CTE and it's fucked.
Isn't that, yeah.
That, you want to talk about dark. Fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. No, I did go dark, but it's fucking, it sucks. It's scary. But.
So I just think I think this right now could be the best time ever for BMX. Everyone has their own opinion, right?
Yeah.
But I could totally understand my opinion could be skewed from anyone that's listening that's in BMX right now. I promise you, I'm not saying it from like a high horse standpoint. I'm saying it from we're in the Olympics, and whoever becomes an Olympian, which the 9 people become an Olympian. If you become if you get on the podium for life, you can leverage that for life. How many people have been an Olympian? How many people can say I won a Do Tour contest and I have to explain what that is? It wasn't X Games. X Games people know. Do Tour, you have to explain it. This is now the Olympics. You don't have to explain shit. This is badass. And I'm doing in business well because I was able to get these meetings back in the day because I was like, I'm the BMX guy.
You mean when you were first starting the brand?
Yeah.
And you needed to get people to hear you out.
Just to listen to me. I would literally send them a little biography that I made myself saying, hey, I'm Mike Spinner. I was a professional BMX athlete. I did this, this, and this. I'm starting this brand, and I would love if there's any way I could get 20 minutes of your time, please. And then I got a lot of the meetings from them saying, hey, we'll give this kid 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And they would literally forget that but that got me in the door.
Because you think that was because of the BMX?
Oh, million
aspect.
Million.
Yeah.
Million.
You weren't just some random guy saying,
they wouldn't have gave it to me.
Brand.
They wouldn't have gave it to me. I wouldn't have got the time.
Yeah.
Would not have got the time. Does that make sense?
So are you thinking with what you're saying here that a lot of these riders need to think about this a bit more long-term and what they can do with the leverage, not just with the Olympics, but with anything?
Yes.
As opposed to just, I think a lot of people are living in the here and now, and I understand
and I get
why.
Yeah,
you're trying to, you're living check to check, you're trying to keep the lights on. But are you saying, in your opinion, there's a much bigger picture here that everybody else could kind of embrace the bigger picture? So
2 things on that. So the first thing is everyone's stressing about the current money situation, let's say. Let's touch that. If that's the elephant in the room and someone's listening, I want to just kind of cut that, right? Like, in a startup
and
business.
Just throwing it out there, the house does have an elevator in it, but there is no elephant in the house. We're talking about how big the house is. I think we have to be specific. There isn't actually an elephant in the room.
Like in the startup days, when things got pretty, from when I started riding and I just became pro, I became pro in 2007. So 2000.
What made you pro? Is that when somebody started paying you?
I guess I considered myself a pro twofold. Either after I won the Free Flow Tour, which was the amateur series contest, which then I got the wild card spot at the professional Do Tour contest in Orlando.
And you still had no pro sponsors or anything?
No pro sponsors. Okay. But this one's a wild one. I remember I still didn't understand where I was at in BMX.
Yeah.
And there was a Chad DeGroot owns Mesh.
The skate park.
Yeah. And I remember looking at him right before I was about to ride. Just the prelims. And of course, this is what I'm thinking about. You ready? You're going to laugh. I hope you laugh. So does this mean I don't have to pay anymore? That's what I'm thinking about, the $6.
Because you made it in the pro
contest.
Yeah,
and honestly, I was like, when you're in those situations where you're kind of one of the cool, if you're about to be in a finals at a contest or you're at a big conference in business, those are the times that you could ask people favors when they're looking at you of course, dude.
Well, it's hot.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
Hot,
so at the hot at the moment.
Wave, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember I better say hi to everyone. That I'm always cool with. I don't want to big time anyone. I remember going out of my way to say hi to the kids that I used to ride with at the fan skate park in Orlando.
Yeah. Just
to make sure they knew I wasn't going to pretend to ignore them. Remember being hey guys, what's going on? Let's hang out later. And they were pumped. They looked at me in a different light right there, and I was just riding with them a couple months before that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my point was.
So did DeGroot let you ride for free?
Yes.
Nice.
He did. He actually he looked at me like I was the idiot, and asked him that question, and I'm thinking the whole time, I just won.
You're just doing the math. I get $30 extra.
I swear to God, I did. I swear to God.
Yeah.
When so I'd say 2006, 2004 was when I started riding a lot. And I was, just hopping around people's couches, my friends' couches to ride a lot. And I was living on people's couches till even after pro, 2 years after pro. So 2008. So I was doing financially really well.
So 2008 was the first?
No, 2006, October was when I does that matter?
No, we're good.
No. Taylor will get that. 2006 was when I got in my first pro contest, the real pro contest.
Okay.
Right? Was Do Tour.
Yep.
Then 2007, I was going to be in in the first straight up. I'm a professional because Dave Mira sponsored me.
2007 is when you kind of signed up on all the brands. And
yeah. 2007, maybe December time.
Okay.
I think that was like my first check.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your first check from?
Mira.
Oh, really?
It was Mira. It was cool. I was holding out for everyone. I got a bunch of like the bike sponsors.
Yeah.
And, but it was, there's a couple guys that said to me, just do not do anything. Doesn't matter about the money. Do whatever you do, just do it with Mira. It will be the best for your career.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know?
So what you're saying is you were making money but you still just lived on couches.
Yeah, I lived on couch because I didn't want to make any commitments.
But to be clear, like making money, is that did you sign with Monster and stuff as well?
Yeah, so 07.
So you were making six figures.
07 after about April time in 07, I knew I was gonna like hit $100,000.
And you were still living on couches.
Oh yeah, I went on couches till the end of 2008. Just because all I had to focus on was riding my bike. Just like I did when I hung out with my friends and we stayed at their parents' house. No responsibilities, and you have one goal, to ride your bike. What do you think about when you go to sleep? Riding your bike. That's all you think about, right? And I didn't want to make any commitments. I just want to ride. So I'm on a couch for 4 years. I didn't have to be the last year and a half.
Yeah.
But I was doing so good, you know?
Yeah. The formula was working.
It was great, and it was fun.
Change it?
And it's cool to see a bank account just go up.
Yeah.
And you have I had no bills, nothing. I was like, it got to a point where people were like, you got to get a car. I'm like, all right, like.
What made you finally, did you move from living on a couch to, no, you rented a room in Greenville, right?
Yeah. So to me, it was a couple hundred, like I was committing $350. Like to me that, like for what I was making and
that,
like that kind of rent, that was nothing.
Yeah,
that was like in the like not even grand scheme, like that, like literally like, it was $350.
So you were doing so well, living on couches, kind of roughing it.
It was kind of fun.
Do you feel I those times, in my life doing similar things, I look back and I'm like, those are some of the best times of my life.
Yeah.
Just being broke, living somewhere that sucks, just a shitty house, but just like it was minimal worries, just doing fun shit all the time.
Yes.
Just like we're those fucking guys right now. Oh, back in the day it was
better. See? Because there was no responsibilities.
Yeah.
Right?
Did you feel like something changed when you finally went out and bought a house and now you're this adult, like, because you went from living on couches roughing it to I have my own training facility, installing a sauna in my home, like.
Well, that was the whole plan, was that you as you're saving, you have no expenses, so I could go straight into just buying a nice house, right? Like, doesn't it make so much sense?
Yeah.
But no one does it, but whatever.
Yeah.
Like, right, that makes sense, right? So the point is that, like, then when I went to the business, the startup days of the business, and a lot of the guys that I know that are successful businessmen, they had corporate jobs. They're making, let's just say corporate jobs. They had a career. They're making good money. But when you go to the startup world of doing your own business, think about this. All of a sudden you go from, let's just be nice and say someone's making $60,000 a year.
Okay.
And then they want to fully go into their own business.
Yeah.
To really fully go in, you have to quit.
Yes.
But you still have bills that you are committed to, right?
Personal bills, in addition to the business bills. Yeah.
They don't stop. And then all of a sudden you're supposed to spend money on this business. So not only are you not making any money, you're spending money on the business. And then there's always a point, it got for me, where there's a point where you're definitely nervous and you're definitely scared. And I got there, in the startup phase where technically the business is doing good, but I have no money in my bank account, my personal bank account. I have no money, but it's called, guys, accounts receivable. You have accounts payable on a business. But like, this business is doing really well. And you're back on the couch days, every single person I know that, everyone talks about these Silicon Valley
startups and whatnot.
Like they're on couches. They could literally go from a couch to like rich as fuck. There's not even a middle.
Yeah, there's no middle. It's a mirror of the United States of America. The middle class is fading out. You're either killing it or you're fucked.
Yeah.
But what?
I hope, do we get really far off track, or does it all make sense?
But that was kind of just about your hustle and the mentality you took from the BMX world and how it related to the business world. And I think that's incredibly relevant. And the point I'm taking from what you're saying here is, people, these lessons are incredibly valuable, more valuable than a small paycheck. And also that the drive and whatnot you're going to take away from being in the BMX world. If you take it seriously and work hard, that drive can be applied anywhere and should be applied anywhere.
Yes, you are the best, most you're one of the most self-sufficient people in the world if you are doing an individual sport like action sports like BMX.
Yeah.
Especially not BMX freestyle, where you are your own person.
Yeah.
You are your own entrepreneur. You have your own style.
Yeah.
You're
Your
own
a
tricks.
brand. I hate when people refer to themselves as a brand.
But your own your own tricks,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Brand tricks. Your own style, your own motivation.
Yeah.
And man, there's just something out there. There's going to be something if they're willing to go in on it again, like they did for BMX. If they literally put, like I'm doing right now, I'm putting every single thing I have mentally into this business. And, I think any bike rider that has won a contest that is an Olympian, if they are able to just find something else that they love and can put that same exact focus into it, they will win. I bet on that.
Yeah. No, I think it's...
Can we take that in for a second, though? Like, do you see...
I know exactly
it's
what
so
you're saying.
obvious to me.
Yeah. It's weird to me when I see riders, and a lot of these riders that are you bowed out early. You and I are close to the same age. And a lot of the... How you 31? You 31?
Yeah, 31.
I'm 32, so we're pretty close.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, no, it sucks. My house doesn't even have an elevator in it. And I'm older than you. So times are tough.
Doesn't work that way. But all right. That was a dick. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, it's going to be okay. I'm still going to ride your elevator over and over and over.
You can ride it as much as you want.
Thank you so much. But a lot of the riders that are around our age, our era, those that have kind of hung on for a long time, a lot of them don't seem to have an exit strategy. And I see a lot of them hanging on. And it's kind of sad. And, they don't have a next move plan. And it's like they almost didn't expect it to end this way. And it's like, dude,
What did they...
I don't know. What did they think?
What
we have all these examples of what happened before us. We've seen positive outcomes, negative outcomes, but it just seems, I look at that and I hear about these lessons you're taking, and I think so many people try so hard to hang on to the BMX dream even after it's expired. You know what I mean? When the dream,
you got to retire before it retires you.
Yeah,
but it's so cliche to say, but it's so true, right?
But the way you're explaining it, if you were successful at this, you can take that same mentality.
Promise, yeah.
Like, so take that mentality and run with it. Like,
but,
don't.
But it is easier said than done, right?
Don't be bummed. No, it absolutely is. But it beats the hell out of the alternative of just watching your checks fade and fade and fade and fade.
And then you're back at your parents' house when you don't want to.
All of a sudden, you're 35 and literally making less than $12,000 a year and trying to keep it moving.
Yeah, like what if right now, if you're still doing okay right at this moment, but you don't know how you're going to be doing in, let's just say, 2 years.
Yeah.
I know it's all about ego. I'm learning more and more and more egos come into play about the situation, but imagine this. This is so crazy. It's not that crazy. I'm just trying to emphasize this. You take your ego aside. You say, okay, I have a couple more years in BMX. Whatever you're doing financially, whatever, you just say, how can I save right now? What can I do to actually put some money aside? And you take your fucking ego, you put it on the side, and you call mom and dad and say, hey, mom and dad, I'm going to do this BMX thing for another couple of years. I'm going to try to ride as hard as I can. Can I go back in my room? No, I'm not. I'm
no, I believe
serious.
you. I believe you.
Can I go back in my room? And they're going to say, well, of course, but what? Well, I think I got 3 more years, maybe 2 more years guaranteed. And I could save X amount of money if I do that. And then when it does stop, I have this money in the bank, and then I could figure something out because I was one of the best guys in the world riding a bike. And I'm sure if I could figure out how to make money in the most hard situation possible, you could probably switch that over to
how to navigate through those weird waters. If you can navigate through that, you can navigate through traditional business.
Especially if you lowered your ego and were willing to move back to mom and dad's. And that's probably actually when you'd be most motivated.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I think not being comfortable is motivating.
Yeah, and there's guys that work for me right now, and they're very, very smart guys. And a couple of them talk about saving and putting money in the stock. But at the same time, when they talk about that, which is very smart stuff, they then very quickly, a week later, go, gotta get out of my parents' house, gotta get out of my parents' house. And I go, whoa, a week ago, you just told me that you're all about putting money in the stock. And this. Yeah, I know, but I am not enjoying life. And I'm like, okay, I understand that.
Yeah.
But maybe we don't have to go into that dope ass apartment in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go into that one that's half the price.
Maybe we go on Craigslist and rent a room. You know, let's find the balance. Let's climb this ladder one step at a time.
Yep, but they want to go all in.
Yeah.
Which I get. I guess it just matters if you're at least aware of it.
Yeah.
You know, to me, that's the aware. I don't know.
Changing gears, what's your take on, through your line of work and whatnot, direct-to-consumer business?
Oh.
It's always a controversial topic in BMX. So many people rely so heavily on their...
Well, they're not allowed to. They would get blackballed if they tried to.
They get blackballed.
Just like Amazon.
You know, people talk about the importance of bike shops, but I just watch bike shops dying and dying and dying.
And you either die with them or you have to go against them. But it's not going against them. It's just you got to be very smart to navigate. How do I say? There's many ways you could like partner with, let's say, brick and mortar stores. You could do so many things that are that no one talks about. For example, I'll give one what you just said. All right, so if we were a bike company, tell me and call me out if I'm crazy. Okay.
Okay.
Bike company, and we're relying on the brick and mortar stores that push the bikes. However, it's getting smaller and smaller, right? So let's throw this out there. You just brought up a great one, was the direct-to-consumer, which I do agree is very, very important and very good for our brand because they control it.
What percent of your business is direct-to-consumer?
Not much.
Okay.
Not much. We focus on like more mass, some big retailers, but let's focus on like the BMX.
I think it's more relevant for BMX than it is for your line
yes,
of business. I was just curious.
100% because how do I say this? Here be a nice compromise, and a bike shop couldn't argue this. Say it's a big bike shop in a state that really pushes big volume, right?
Okay.
What if you said, all right, we're about to do this. Pretend normally it's like 20 to 50 stores are probably the 80% of the revenue. To be honest, it's normally like that. But in this kind of brick and mortar expensive goods, it's not like we have in our business we have like $10 to $30 items.
Yeah,
this is it, right? $300 to $500.
The low end,
right?
$300. Yeah.
Okay, and the high end is
$800 to $1,000.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so this will make sense. Hey, I'm going to start focusing on direct to consumer. However, anybody that buys something that is in your location, your area, where they probably knew to buy the bike because of your bike shop, we're going to give you a piece. Ask me a question on that, because I don't think you understand what I mean.
No, I know what you're saying. So
That's called a partnership right there, you know?
But what are they putting into the partnership?
If they are a big, let's say, store distributor in that area, in that city, let's say, in that city.
Yeah.
And let's just say in 20-mile radius, anyone that buys, a bike, 20-mile radius in that city probably had something to do with that bike shop, to be honest. It really does.
Okay.
And it's not for everything, but it's to ease the pain. Hey, I'm going to give you, what do you make? All right, you make when you sell my bike 10% or like a 30 margin. I'm not going to give you that, but when I do sell something, if in this 20, 30-mile radius, I'm gonna get you 10% of that. No one's going to say no to free money, and they're going to be shocked that you offered it. That's called creative negotiating. I mean, it's a win-win. And guess what? When you give them that first $30, they're not going to fucking believe it.
Yeah.
And they're going to go, holy crap. They're not lying to me. I'm not kidding. Like, this would go so far, and it's like a balance. And I'm just thinking about this right now, but that's what I would do.
And then in turn, they still like and respect and kind of do local marketing towards the brand and whatnot. And
still push the bikes in store.
And don't want them off the shelves.
Yes.
We're still a partner.
But
we're still in business together.
And I just thought about this on the fly, but can you push back on that? Or I think that would be something that they've never heard of.
I guess the only pushback on that would be in the BMX world, everybody's generally seems to be struggling so heavily that they need to hold on to every penny and can't really play with that money.
But you're technically giving them something that they probably weren't going to even get anyway. Yeah. So you're actually showing them love. And the more they stress and freak out, the more you say, all right, let me go 40 miles. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let's do this for a year. Year 2, hey, we're going to bring it down half. We're going to 20 miles. You know, I mean, and I don't know. It's just, it's creative negotiating. Everyone can always get on the same page. You know, you just you don't want to get all your eggs in one basket. I mean, right? I mean, was that?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
It's called solutions. There's solutions for everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And not everyone wins, but the goal is that in that situation, if I own a bike brand. I don't. I'm just saying, like, I'm not happy to give away money for free.
Yeah.
But then the bike shop's like, wait, you're gonna give me money for free? Wait, really?
Yeah.
Well, how do I know you're gonna believe this? Well, we've been in business together already. If someone's gonna fuck, someone's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And you know what? I care about our partnership, and I'm gonna do this. And you know what? If I really want to be transparent, I'm gonna download my sales every month, and I'm gonna show you my Florida sales. I don't know. I'm just pulling shit out of my ass, but I mean, I like to be very transparent, and I think that's, it's all about partnership, and you never want people thinking that, you might be getting screwed. So
yeah,
I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
No, I like it, and I think that it's a nice alternative to. Everybody's kind of at war. Everybody's very hostile, and especially when this topic comes up, when people talk direct to consumer versus bike shops, it has to be hostile. It can never be like we're just kind of evolving with the times. And there's ways we can do this in a friendly manner, and our landscape is changing, and we both have changes to make. You can't blame your business shrinking on me, and I can't blame my sales shrinking on you. The times are changing, and we kind of have to adapt accordingly. Yep. Well, let's adapt together. We can point fingers all day long and blame each other for our problems, but realistically, the game's changing.
Yeah.
So I think what you're saying is relevant. I don't know how people would react to it. It sounds great to me, but at the same time,
we're just talking, and we're not in the actual
the total
business
bullshit.
part of
it. What one thing I've always been curious about with the sports nutrition world in relation to BMX was I think there's a similarity in the sense of there are a lot of brands making very similar products.
Yep.
I know you do pre-workouts and energy powders and whatnot, and a lot of brands do those.
Yes.
And in BMX, a lot of the frames are coming out of the same factory.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the brand says on it.
It's branding, yeah.
Is there anything specific that you have done to really try to stand out and to really kind of be that extra special brand that really matters, that, aside from just standard marketing, we put a cool label on it and a good flavor. Is what I'm asking make sense?
Yeah. Maybe how can I break it down? So it's just like maybe let's talk about like a bike frame quality. Like, how the frames technically look all the same, but it's the fine details that actually make the quality skyrocket and more expensive. So like double butted frames, triple butted frames, like where all of a sudden
investment cash dropouts and
like all those additional items that for the end consumer that is a newbie would have no idea, nor is that going to sway them left or right. But for the people, the core people that you actually must impress and must get them to agree that your brand is good and it's trustworthy brand at nutrition or bikes, you have to invest in that. So, for example, for what we do, like what I just said about like double butted, triple butted frames, which is like expensive frames that people, the general consumer wouldn't know. We're making products that are very expensive, that there's a lot of, we're competing against companies that definitely are, they're being compliant with how their labels are done on the product. However, they're like, we're just going, one step further and making it fully, we're making everything moving forward and now is fully transparent, which is expensive. There's no gray area. It's 100%. Hey, this is what we're doing. This is the product, where there's a lot of people that can definitely play a lot of games in our nutrition industry that is illegal.
Okay.
And so it's almost like you could get a frame from China, and you might not know exactly where the manufacturer was. Here in the U.S., the way we operate, everything is 100% from basically the amount of certificates you could get on a wall are the only places that we're making our products. That's one. Two is the fully transparent labels of and just the nutritional product itself is high grade. And I'd say the last part is we're in for sports nutrition. Walmart is still new to the industry. Yeah. So to get into Walmart, they're still, I think they're just building out the shelf set for the last maybe 2-3 years now. Okay. And we've been in now for about a year and a half, and they are like pretty hardcore as far as insurance goes, which means you have to be like an upright citizen from like your credit score to legal, everything. It's pretty insane in a good way. Like if you're in Walmart in the nutrition business, that means you know what you're doing.
That means you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's.
Yes.
Everything is by the book.
Yes. I'm not saying you're going to win there, but I'm just going to say if you get in there, that means every certificate is there, and every single thing is pretty hardcore to get in.
So tell me this.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah, hit it.
I'm sorry.
Mike, random.
We're back on the podcast. No, you didn't do like back in the best BMX podcast.
Mike just had to piss.
Me. I thought that was. I love your opening.
Did you piss in the elevator?
Yeah, no.
Don't fucking piss in the elevator. It's my elevator.
I really like every single time I listen to your podcast, and it's that opening. Can you say it to me or no?
No. It's like a private room. It's like hearing your voice in the answering machine. Like it's uncomfortable.
But you can't just say it.
No, man. And you're putting me on the spot. So
can I say it to you?
And I'm sober, so.
Yeah, I know this helps.
We got to change a little bit of that.
All right, cool. Sorry.
Okay. So, question: looking at your knowledge through business right now, if you were in a situation where don't pretend like I would never do that or whatever. Just you have to play along here.
Okay.
You were starting a BMX company right now, like a bike company, frame company, whatever. Yes. What would you do? Would you go to those same factories and try to build a different?
No. First, or should I go?
Go.
Go to the Ryders. Go to Ryders. That honestly, the guys that I think would actually sell bikes are probably not the ones I'm closest with, but I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
Right. Can you give me head nods? Like, do you agree, or am I supposed to do? I need, if you're in front of me, I need you to like go along with me.
You would approach riders that you think would sell, regardless.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, that's as simple as that.
Yeah, that's actually a lot nicer. For anyone that's listening that knows me, that was kind of fucked up. I'm sorry. You might not actually understand what I just said, though, so that's good. Which was kind of mean comment I just said. So I'll just keep digging a hole. All right, so I would approach riders that I feel would actually sell bikes. That'd be one. Two, I would use my connections in BMX. I'm looking at you, Kyle.
Hello.
And it would be actually probably easy to ask you or Brad, your boss. So, Vital, BMX people, very smart, analytical people. Hey, can we pull the top motherfuckers? Like, who's the most searched? Who's the most, right? Like, right? Am I saying anything that's rocket science?
No.
Right? Okay. Who's the most searched? Who's this? Who's that? They could probably come up with a giant list, and it would be a descending list. There would be obviously guys that are fully committed on Bike Sponsor. There'd be a bunch of guys that either are not happy, that don't have contracts, or would love to have a good situation. I feel you would partner with a bunch of riders. You'd figure out a way to team up with them where you give equity in a company to them. Obviously, it would come with a bunch of caveats like, if we do this kind of revenue, this is what you get. Once we get to this level, we'll pay you a salary, but the goal is that you actually own the company. If all of a sudden your bike frames start selling more, you would gain more equity in the company. Like all these little things that I think I could definitely come to a good arrangement if, like, let's just say we had the fucking 5 to 7 guys in the room.
Yeah.
I think we could even get to the point where like they're even telling each other how much they're worth. I think I could get there.
Yeah.
Or we'd figure out a way to make it work. Am I in this situation like I am today, or am I struggling? That makes it a little different.
Let's say you're either...
I have a good investor.
You're either in a good situation or you have a financial backer. Let's not say crazy. Let's say you have $100,000 or something.
$100,000. Ooh, so that... okay. So... And I have another business, so I'm not using the money?
You have $100,000 free dollars.
That I'm going to spend on this company.
Yes.
Yeah. So that would probably go primarily into marketing, website, logistics, R&D, branding, getting the brand out there. During that time period, you're working with riders to get their input on fully getting their input. And input means don't just say they had input. They actually say, I love that logo. I hate that logo.
Yeah.
I love that color. I hate that color. And actually do what they suggest, not just walk them into it, which isn't hard.
We've all experienced so many fucking times.
Huh?
We've all experienced so many times.
Yeah, and I think I don't know about you, but I've been a part of the side that was like, oh, come on, you like it, right? It's so I think I'd go about that way, and you'd get the riders fully on board, where they love it so much that you almost, the goal is, and this sounds real shitty, the goal is that they love it so much and push it so much that even the other guys that thought they had a good situation start questioning it. That's how much you would want the riders that are involved to love it that much, to the point of emotion.
Yeah. So how about the product side of things?
So R&D, research development, of course, it's all like we talked about earlier. It's all the same places. Yet there's how do I say it? There's always new things, and it's like progression, but at the same time, it's been the same type of items for a very long time.
Yeah.
Just the wealth is not distributed, I don't think, correctly.
Yeah.
You know?
Elaborate on that.
I think a lot of the brands that do really well might not, and I don't know, but this is my gut feeling, might not actually be distributing it fairly.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's more on the corporate end bike companies. You know, on the smaller ones, I actually don't know the fine details.
Yeah.
You know, but and just not organized organization. I think today you saw me when we were just talking about some logistics. Logistics are the least fun part of any business, but it might be the most important.
Yeah.
And I think you saw me. I think you know how I am, but I don't know if you ever seen me like that for about that 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in even just life in general, not
just
necessarily.
Very, very clear. This is what we're doing. Here's the rules.
We need to get from point A to point B.
How do we do it?
What's the path? Okay, we're done. That's it.
But it's, does everyone agree, or who pokes the hole?
Yeah.
What's the issues?
Yeah.
You know, and you have a few people in the room saying, "Oh, well, how about when this happens? All right, cool. Let's figure out a solution right now."
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what it is. I mean, you just have to like really think through this stuff. And guess what? That's the things, like that stuff that we talked about, just logistics and shipping, is the least fun part of business.
Yeah.
Is logistics, but someone has to do it, and they have to do it great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think, you know, when shipping bikes around the country, if you're supposed to make, I don't know, a 30 margin, and it's a $300 product, and it's so you're supposed to make, let's just say $90.
Yeah.
So 30 margin, and shipping is $40. You just cut it in half. But if you get good at shipping, you could just increase your margin by 15%. So like logistics, I think we just said it, are very important.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, makes sense.
Yeah.
Any follow-up questions?
No.
Because this is fun for me. This stuff's kind of cool.
I'm just thinking, I wonder if, to what extent any bike companies are diving in on those.
I think there's been a few that they've tried.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I really prefer not to say anything.
No, that's fine.
I think they tried, but they just either they didn't fully commit, like go all in.
Yeah.
Or it was like there's a lot of bro deals, and at the end of the day, it's business, and you know, I don't know. You gotta, I mean, I can't explain why it failed or not, but to me, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
You're right.
You think because of logistics?
Logistics and just having straight up ground rules on how it works. Let's just say we chose 5 riders. Doesn't matter. A, B, C, D. Right. What is everyone's roles? What are they gonna do? What are they gonna commit? What happens when they do not follow through?
Yeah.
What happens? Let's just write that down now. Let's assume he's going to fuck up. But we're all in the room together, let's just say, right?
Yeah.
We're all in the room, and we're writing this down. Okay, when Kyle, who, I'm making this up, but pretend Kyle comes in on this deal we make, and he's going to be the one who makes the website. He's going to be the one. Is this okay?
Yeah.
He's the one who makes the website, does the social, let's say, films some stuff, basically makes everyone look fucking good. Let's just say Kyle just stops doing it. Stops doing social media. Well, what's his repercussions? What happens? Is there a paycheck at this point, or did we stipulate that Kyle doesn't get paid until X amount?
Gets done.
Yeah, exactly. So pretend we're at that level where you didn't get paid yet, but the company is moving money, which means, you know, it's working. People are buying it. That's what it's working.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not profitable at that point yet, but just to kind of to speed it up. Okay, he was almost there. About to be the point where like he owns like, I don't know, a small piece of the company, but he stopped doing it, and he actually put us all in a bad situation. How bad of a situation? Of 1 to 10? It's probably like a 4, right? He kind of fucked us. The riders, this rider's good at social media. That guy's good at filming as well. So we fixed it. How bad do we think he fucked us? All right, cool. He's out. And now what happens? Who took over? Who gets his piece? Like, I don't know. It's so obvious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just kind of, what I'm taking away from what you're saying is just have very clear, specific game plan.
Yep.
A very clear, specific game plan.
Yeah, over the top to the point where it's actually like if I was here talking and we were really doing this, you would actually at the end would think I am such a negative thinker.
Just from pointing out all the what do we do if this happens?
No, I don't go like that. I go, what do we do when Kyle just says fuck us all and stops? He's gonna do it. What do we do? Let's write that down right now. What do we do? How pissed are we? Kyle, are you okay with this? And Kyle is looking at us like, I'm not going to do that. And I'm like, perfect. that just made my negotiation that much easier because you're looking at all of us right now saying I would never do that. Okay, cool. So I could cut you out of the deal.
I can literally take away your fucking equity.
No, but
you're so confident.
Yeah,
that
because
you won't do this.
because I'm looking at you, Kyle, and you're looking at me going, I would never stop.
Yeah.
So you're saying if you stopped and you just didn't do it and it wasn't a family emergency, like these are how deep I'd go.
Yeah.
No family emergencies. Nothing bad happened. No one got hurt, and you just stopped. And you said, and because it doesn't matter about anything else, but no family emergencies, and you don't have personal issues, medical issues.
Yeah.
And you're looking at all of us saying, of course I would never do that. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to write down that if you ever do that, you get 0 zip, and you're going to say, yeah, of course, no problem.
I'm not going to do that. We're good.
So I wrote that down.
Yeah,
it's done. So now when one of these dudes does this, which it happens, it's called business. Oh, we have it written down, bro. And I got a fucking giant evil smile because and then everyone looks at me and goes, oh, wow, you really knew that would happen. I'm like, no, we just fucking, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
If you employ 50 people, a couple of them aren't going to work out the way you want.
A lot more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, right? Am I being an asshole or is it just so obvious?
No, I think you got to take care of stuff. So something happened in BMX. It wasn't necessarily like at the giant forefront. I won't say the brand's name.
Yeah, don't.
A lot of people probably know who it was, and I honestly can't remember what rider it was. But there was a brand that sponsored riders, paid them probably $500 a month. Nothing crazy, and but that's probably a relative number based on sales and what a rider's doing, etc. So that $500 a month is arbitrary. That can be anything.
Yeah.
But it came out that I guess when they would sponsor riders, they kind of gave them
false hope.
No. I think the company was in the right, but let me finish here. So they came out and said, "This is your paycheck, but you have to do blank, 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 and blank." Uh-huh. And it was like a couple posts on social media, a post for our social media. I can't remember everything exactly, but it was like a video clip that we can use with our brand on it. Yeah. You have these requirements, and it was kind of plain as day written in there. Like, if you don't do this, it's $100 off your check. If you don't do this, it's $200 off your check.
Love that.
And it was kind of broken down like that. And somebody was unhappy with the brand and like image grabbed it and posted it on like social media. Like, fuck this brand. This is the way they do business. And a lot of the comments, people were like, "Oh, that's fucking crazy." And I'm looking at it and I'm like, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
It's ugly when you see it written out. It comes across as negative. But if there's a plumber, if he doesn't go to work and do some plumbing, he doesn't fucking get paid. You know what I mean? Like,
so I'm not sure who it is. It doesn't matter. I actually agree with what they did. However, when you do these kind of things and you're in this smaller dollar amount of agreements,
yes,
that the language there seems pretty. It was probably put in, but for good intentions. And once again, when the riders were signing it, they were probably like, "Oh, of course, right?"
They all agreed to
we just talked about this, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is, you have to also assume, like, okay, if this doesn't work out, this is going to get photographed and this is going to get passed around. So, like, you almost have to, like, do more. You got to do, like, I hate to say this, but you have to do wording on those kind of agreements when you don't know people that well, where it's actually broader, where you're like, hey, if you don't follow the rules, we're going to take a % out. Because they were so difficult, they were so clear on the fine details, which is good. It actually was used against them, where instead of, hey, if you don't do this, we're just not going to pay you, that actually would have been less taken of a beating online than them actually being specific. Doesn't that suck?
It does.
We could have made it, the contract could have been way worse and they wouldn't have got ridiculed as much. And I don't even, do you agree?
Oh, 100%.
But because it was actually like, if you don't do this, we're just going to take $100 out. It's actually really nice because it's just like a punch to the kidneys, and the goal is that they don't do it again.
Yeah, it's not like your contract's void, you don't get paid anymore. It's like, no, dude, like you didn't deliver, so we can't pay you for this.
Yeah,
but you're not off. You're not off.
Yeah,
we're still moving forward.
Yeah,
you can still make more next month. You know, like.
But it hurts someone so bad that I'm sure it was a past rider. Was it?
Dude, I honestly can't remember all the details off the top of my head. This was a little ways ago, and I wasn't involved.
I think it's a good idea, but because it was so petty, and remember, we're supposed to all be riding for fun, right?
Yeah.
And then it becomes our job. So it's your dream, and then all of a sudden it becomes your job, and then it's not always as fun, when it's your job.
Yeah, and I think people are so upset about that, and it's kind of just shines light on how many people out there think this money is just kind of free money. Just free money. Here's a gift. Oh, you like to ride bikes and stuff? Let me pay you. I don't expect anything. Here's a monthly check because you're doing something you like. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you gotta have some ground rules. You gotta have a plan.
Yeah.
You know, you want to turn a profit on this. You want to keep this ship moving forward.
Yeah.
You gotta have some pieces in order. But anyway, I just thought that was something that kind of goes along with what you were saying. Mm-hmm. But what's next for you? You got any? I know you're kind of loosely sponsoring a couple BMX riders, which is cool.
Oh my God, that is the how can we like just talk about like how cool that is?
Yeah,
like how pumped I am. Like
all on you, yeah.
Yeah, so I think with Matty Kramer, and his positive attitude and how like amazing of a rider he's become, especially over the last couple of years. His style is just going so fast around the bowls and just like his attitude, you know, and
he really fucking likes riding BMX.
I love it. He's cool. Smiling. He's like when he's riding, he's just smiling.
Yeah, he's a very positive guy to be around.
Yeah, but he's not just flowing around. He's doing tricks. He's doing the hardcore tricks, like and at speed and at height, you know. And I just like his attitude.
Yeah,
really, really like his attitude. Yeah. Just his positivity, you know.
Yeah,
especially for you know, being with Scotty, being the younger brother, like I'm just so pumped that like he seems. I saw Scotty this year, and I think you know Scotty's mind. Him and I were talking about it. He doesn't stop thinking. Right, always thinking about something, and he's always like moving and doing stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And you have Maddie, who's just super happy.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
It seems like that from like I say maybe my last couple months of experience, just like talking either to him or talking to you about him and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And then Devin, I saw him at Sydney X Games. Just his style, riding, the stuff he does, and like, man, just how powerful he is on a bike with the style. Like I didn't know you could actually put those two together. Like the I'm talking about like just him and how he rides.
Yeah.
Like some of the tricks he does with the style, I didn't know that was actually possible.
Yeah, it definitely kind of brings a couple different aspects together in one.
I didn't think it was possible to like make it look good and do those kind of technical tricks, you know?
Got a swagger, you know?
Yeah, yes. Like he's riding.
You couldn't match this. Like
I didn't think that was, I really didn't think that was actually possible.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's kind of cool. I remember having a contest at your house back in the day that he rode. So there's, you know, some history there.
Oh my God.
You know, dude. What was that? 7 or 8 years ago? Maybe more?
11?
Maybe. You would know better than I would.
No, maybe. Well, you put it on as well.
Yeah, but I also don't remember dates well.
Yeah,
it's all a blur.
Dates, yeah. I only had a few good years of BMX, so I actually remember.
remember those good ones and everything after. Just an after product. Do you actually see being able to do a bit more in the BMX world with sports nutrition, or is this kind of just you're just psyched on these dudes and want to do some shit?
Yeah, I think it's really good for BMX.
Yeah,
but I don't want to do anything that harms. Like the big energy drink sponsors that bring in really positive.
But it's such a great paycheck for so many riders.
God, yeah. Like we definitely give products out to people that have energy drink sponsors, and we do not expect anything from them. Just because I love watching, I love being at the contest, and I just know some of these products we do make are good for them.
Yeah.
And I remember like I was giving some product to some of the riders, and they're like, "Oh, I'll do a post," and I'm like, "You better not."
Yeah,
they didn't even understand. And I'm like, no, man, I'm just a fan. Like,
yeah.
And I just think you'll ride better if you take this protein.
No, and I see a lot of guys taking it, and I think it's pretty cool. You know, I think that people genuinely like it, guys.
I hope they know we're not me, you, whatever, are doing it in the genuine, like a real genuine reason. Because based on your comment, as of right now, do we see a return on action sports from a financial? No. I just think it's so cool and so awesome. And I hope it gets to a point where it actually makes sense, because then we could really do a lot.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, maybe you could speak on that, Kyle?
No, I think so. And I think that we would. I know you and the way your brain works, and the fact that you've been in the game, so you know both sides of it. I know that you aren't going to go do something super like irresponsible. You're not going to be like, oh, cool, I like BMX, I'm going to spend $300,000 putting on a crazy event.
You can't do that.
You know what I mean? I know you're a bit more analytical, and you think, and you know a lot. Whereas some of these drink brands, maybe it's because they're that big.
It's TV. The TV actually makes. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, I meant like putting on contests, paying riders giant checks, things like that. Like,
it wouldn't. There would be no return at all. Like it wouldn't. Like it would be very stupid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I agree with you. And as much as I love BMX,
yes,
and I would want to do things like this, if somebody came up to me and was genuinely like, I need to turn a profit. What do you think of this? I'd have to be like, I don't see how this is going to turn a profit. I'd love to see it happen, but that's kind of like...
Yeah, you've been in that situation before. I probably helped that bad situation.
No, but it's just the way it is. We all encounter stuff like that.
Yeah, of course.
So, no, I think it's cool that you make it a point to support it.
Yeah, the best we could.
And keep a foot in the game. And I think the riders appreciate it. And I think a lot of the riders take the product and enjoy the product,
I just hope, that's all I hope. Like, I hope it's all taken in a very positive way. Like, really not trying to get anything out of it, just trying to, like, really support it. And kind of gives me, like, I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm, like, still a part of BMX and, like hanging out with the guys. I don't know. I mean, that sounds weird. Just, it's cool to be like, hey, man, like, here's this. Like, this will help you. And they're like, wait, really? Why? I'm like, I'm just happy to be here. I really am. Like, right? Like, I really, really, like, last year at Feast, we were on the balcony.
France?
Yeah, we were in France. It was you, me, Bestwick, Colborne, like, who else was?
Tony D.
There was like a bunch of guys, and I'm like,
really random crew, yeah.
But it was awesome.
Yeah.
We're just like talking about so much BMX stuff. The back in the day, the now. It was so cool, and I was just like remember like having so much fun.
Yeah,
we're on a balcony watching a BMX contest.
Yeah,
having some drinks with just the best guys in the world. Like it doesn't get better than that.
I think it's crazy when certain people get out of BMX and they're kind of just walk away from it. It's like, man, that really just dried up that much. You're okay with that, I just can't. There's nothing in my life I've ever been that into that I could.
Or you could just stop,
literally just walk away from it. You know what I mean? It's like not even gradual, not even like a small glimmer of interest. Like just literally, like I'm out.
Yeah,
like I don't know. It's kind of crazy world out there.
Yeah, I mean, I a couple months ago I crashed my R8 into a wall. And the first thing I thought of was, all right, so tomorrow, technically, it's insurance. I could get my car. I could be back on there. And then I left and go, I better take a break for a second. But I got so into it. That's what I meant. I just got so deep into it that you can't walk away. That's weird. Like, wait, you got obsessed with something and then just stopped because of a boo-boo?
Yeah.
Right?
Something that happens.
Yeah.
That's the reason they sell track insurance.
Yeah,
people crash their cars at the track,
and I was it was going to happen.
Yeah,
it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So that I was just like trying to give like something that happened recently. Maybe sound
no. So I had a $100,000 car that crashed. Thank you.
Into a wall at a track. We were wearing seatbelts and all that, so that's cool.
Everybody was safe.
Yeah, 100%.
What's your new car?
Same R8 again,
but a better one.
Faster one, yeah.
V10?
Yeah.
Plus. Yeah.
Real dumb.
That's why we go to work every day.
Yeah.
Have cool shit.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's really fun.
Elevators and R8s.
I was trying to think of something funny. I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah. Yes. No, I do have those things.
I don't know what to say, yeah.
Well, Mike, I think we got a bar we got to go to.
Yeah,
Any final thoughts?
Man, just I can't believe the next, what is it, like 18 months of BMX is, I want to say like, I think right now is the best time. If you are a pro BMX rider right now, you could be a gold fucking medalist. What the fuck?
So are you saying that if somebody wins the X Games gold medal and they want to interview for a high paying job at your brand, you'll hear them out?
Olympic gold medal.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, because we know a lot of gold medalists and they're not the sharp.
They're not.
Why am I saying that? Wait, let's rephrase this one. Yes, it's very exciting that in the next 18 months, there's going to be 9 Olympians, and there's going to nine Olympians.
Yep. 9 men, 9 women, so 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In both classes, and and there's going to be a gold medalist, there's going to be a silver medalist, there's going to be a bronze medalist, and it's going to be at the Olympics. And I don't even know what's going to happen after that, but this is what I do feel. I feel that there's going to be a huge future for everyone that even goes, and for the sport. And we don't even know who's right there. It's pretty open on who could win. Like there's a few top guys, but because it's still far out.
Yep.
And I think it's so exciting, and this is like life-changing things.
Yeah.
And there wasn't one BMX contest in the last 5 years that was life-changing. Even during the Dew Tour, even at X Games, when there became multiple X Games.
Yeah.
And there was multiple Dew Tours, there was not one contest that was life-changing.
Yeah.
More recent. Maybe, I'm going to sound like the old guy. 5 years ago, if you won the X Games that happened once a year and that was the only contest, that was the life changer.
Yeah.
And then when there was about 6 or 7 contests. There wasn't one that was the life changer.
Yeah.
There's a life changer.
You know, the one thing I will say about the Olympics, kind of along the lines of what you're saying here, this first Olympics, there's going to be 9 men and 9 women. And that's it. So the one who wins this, I'm assuming in the future, if all goes well, they're going to expand. They're going to want to have a bigger event at the Olympics because that's so small. That's smaller than the standard final at a qualifier event.
I think this could possibly be the most fun watched Olympic sport.
Yeah.
And it could become such a big thing the following 4 years. Like you said, it's like snowboarding.
Yeah.
I think it did, right? I hate to say it, but it's like the whole ratings and things blew them out of proportion.
Yeah.
Blew out, right? Is that right? Like
I don't know that.
I was told like it went so crazy that they didn't even know, and then all of a sudden they started having more events immediately. Think about that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the most fun watch.
Well, my point before you rudely interrupted me was you talk about how it's a big life-changing event. Even if this moves forward and it gets huge and stays in the Olympics and everybody's psyched, the first 9 that get in, that's always going to be important. There's only going to be those first 9. You know what I mean? And whoever wins that is going to go through this complicated journey to qualify. And it's probably the most, only one country will have 2 people.
Yeah, it's confusing.
It's very hard to get in there.
Yes.
So to win this, I don't think there will ever be another Olympic gold medalist that had as difficult as a journey as these 2 that go through this time.
I don't actually see it that way.
Yeah, but you're wrong.
Because I think, I don't know. I don't see it that way. I think, I mean, I don't know. I don't see it that bad because I think no matter what, then there'll be like the next, like, you still have to be the number. If you're the number one guy that's probably going to win, you should be in. So that's why I don't see it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. The only, like, the 2 countries that are killing it is Australian BMX and Australian USA, and one person that probably should be in is going to miss out. I mean, I'm just being real. Like, there's one. So that's why I don't agree with what you just said. Yeah. That's why. Could you see my point of view?
I can.
All right. So that's it. And then,
we got a bar to go to. Let's go.
Yeah. I think it's a very exciting time. And let's just focus on, they could just be this is I think the point in BMX that will be the biggest event, no pressure, but this could be the biggest event that's ever happened in BMX. And guess what? It's not going to go away.
Yeah.
It will not. It will not go away. There will be a carrot now forever in BMX. The carrot is the Olympics, and it doesn't go away anymore. There was no permanent guaranteed carrot the last 10 fucking years. Dude Tour, you never knew. X Games, you never knew. FISA is the one right now, but you never know.
Yeah.
Guess what? We just got a permanent carrot. Hell yeah. We just got a permanent contest that no matter what, every 4 years, it's going to be the most talked about event ever. Think about that. Think about how good that is. Have you ever told me there was a guarantee?
No, there's never a guarantee.
We got a guarantee.
All right.
Holler. See you in France.
Let's party.
Holler.
All right, that does it. Big thank you to Mr. Spinner for making the time. Be sure to follow him on Instagram at Mike Spinner and his company at EVL Sports. And until next time, just remember, it doesn't count if you don't pull the rollback. See ya.